Welcome to the Fit Femme Project Alignment Podcast. It is here that we cultivate and gather all who have been through it in fitness, relationships, careers, lifestyle changes, and unforgettable crucial life pivots trying to achieve their most sovereign selves. We're here to provide you with thought-provoking, detailed stories and information from truly fascinating men and women from all walks of life, professions, generations, and modern-day sagas who speak to their rawest, darkest moments that made them the strong, decisive, humble, helpful, healing people that they are today. We ask them to hold nothing back because life is a multi-dimensional pursuit to be stronger, healthier, and more aligned mentally, emotionally, and physically. Let's go. Should be good. Okay. Hi, guys. Welcome back to your favorite podcast in the world. Could be your friend's favorite if you just tell them about it. I'm actually sitting with Lindsey. She is in Nashville with me today instead of the other way around, which is how it's been. Yeah. It's nice to get, a little give after I give so much. I'm just kidding. But anyway, so we wanted to sit here and talk. It is the end of October. Mm-hmm. Holidays are coming up. So we thought it would be the usual topic of leading into the holidays with your goals, not trying to gain weight. Like there's lots of reasons or anxieties that people have coming into the holidays, aside from like, I got to see my Aunt Jo. Uh-huh. And I don't like her or something.
I do. Actually, I have to say something right here because I actually have an Aunt Jo. And I love her.
Oh,
so
really?
Just if anybody hears that.
Well, I
love you, Aunt Jo.
I was like, Aunt Jo. Wait, Jo's a boy's name. But that's okay. But you see what I'm saying. So people can a lot of people don't start a fitness challenge or anything like that before the holidays. No. I remember when I signed up with the FFP the first time, it was around this time. Hey, Walter, let me move my drink. It was around this time where I was like, okay, I'm going to do it, but, let's just get the holidays out of the way. Just get it out of the way. And Zoe at the time, she's like, but why? Let's just start now. There's no... I was like, yeah, you know what? You're right. Yeah. And so I started early December, I think it was. Mm-hmm. And it's not that big of a deal.
It's really not.
Yeah.
And I think that... there's part of me, of course, that gets it because I've been there before.
It's one less thing on your plate mentally, I think.
Especially after kids and stuff, how overwhelming.
Yeah.
It's there's May and December. And those months are chaotic for a parent.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty much the entire year.
Stuff, and then December is all the Christmas, it's the kid stuff that... Yeah. Would get me because we don't even have time to do adult stuff that much anymore. Have one group we go to dinner with, sometimes do a Friendsgiving, but it's the parties at school. And then, their whatever team they're on, they have a Christmas party.
Yeah.
And then this has a Christmas party. And it starts on Halloween.
Yeah.
And it rolls straight through the new year. But even saying that, when I did the first year, I was like, okay, I'm going to stay on track through the holidays. I'm not going to do my, excuse thing. Because that's what it is, especially if you won't even try. If you won't even give it an effort to start.
Yeah, it's all or nothing.
Or to stay on track during the holidays. And you're just, that's just an excuse. But the first time I did it, I was like, when you break it down, mm-hmm. there are the actual special occasions are few and far between.
Yeah, the actual Christmas Day, actual Thanksgiving Day.
Even with your family party, or when you start breaking it down to, okay, I probably could be fine without eating 3 slices of Little Caesars pizza at my kids', this whatever function. If I could just plan a little bit around that, the times when you would say, yeah, this actually is pretty special, and I'm just, it wouldn't be appropriate or, as helpful for me to track this meal right now.
Oh.
Just to be mindful, just not go crazy or anything like that. It's there's very few. There really is. And so when you just put everything down, like I always say, plan everything down and look at it. Just look at it.
Yeah.
You'll be like, oh, that's not that bad.
It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Like, just take a deep breath because, like, you have all these other, you gotta do the shopping, you gotta plan for this thing that's happening at your house, you gotta, like you said, all your kids' stuff, or even if you don't have kids, like, I travel a lot for the holidays. Not this year as much, but generally it's, you know, I have to pick, is it going to be Thanksgiving or is it going to be Christmas?
Yeah, because like home's Nebraska. That's far.
And then Mark's now in the picture. And
that's Miami.
That's Miami. And so it's like, what am I doing?
Very
I also
different, by the way. Very different locales.
I mean, Nebraska has food.
Well, and like, I think more of like a Christmas vibe than Miami.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Eternal
definitely.
summer and big butts and thongs and whatever else is there.
It's like so weird seeing, like, I've never been there for Christmas, but I've been there in this winter.
Yeah.
And it's just like, if I see like Christmas decorations at all, I'm like, take
Springs
it
on
down.
A palm tree?
Take it down.
You're doing it wrong.
You don't deserve, it's warm here. It's summer. Take it off. Like,
I agree. Like, they're like, let's go do Christmas in Key West. Like, no.
Are you kidding me? I'll go to Montana.
Exactly.
I'm
in a Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
Not in like whatever perversion you're involved in.
I'll go to a Hallmark movie. That's pretty funny. But yeah, so me not having children, it's just, there's like, okay, I got to plan for these trips. What am I going to do? So it's just a lot mentally. Walter, this is not a cat podcast.
It is if you tried harder.
I'm just kidding. But yeah, so I get it. Like mentally, there's a lot on people's plates. So it's like, okay, now that with this mixed in, I got to, still lose weight. I still have to track everything. I have to find time to work out. Like, no, I don't want to think about that. And that's the easiest thing to be like, no.
And for people that travel, like you mentioned, you don't have all your food. You're in someone's house usually too. And that's around the holidays. Like you'll go to someone's house and just be up in there.
Yeah.
And so you can't, it's like not fun to bring your own food when everybody else, and I've had to do that before, and guess what? Don't see that as a dark mark in history or anything. Don't think about it at all. Not a big deal. But also it's like uncomfortable and can definitely be perceived as rude. Like your food's not good enough for this body.
Yeah.
And just people will just take it like that because that's what it feels like.
I'm being the hostess.
A food attack?
Yeah. Like I'm hosting you in my house and you're not. I made all this food. I put all this effort into making sure you're comfortable and you're going to the grocery store for your own groceries.
Yes.
Rude.
But that is also where you have to, again, reframe it and not use that excuse, because what it actually is a great opportunity for you to really dive into flexible dieting. Mm-hmm.
That's where this word really comes.
It does, because like we're with my husband's like work, so we stay where the conference is because it's like in the same place. It would have been a really jerk move of me to be like, we're staying in an Airbnb, because all this stuff is like connected to the hotel.
Right. It's not about you now.
It's actually not. Which I know, but we'll get through it. Weird.
I know.
So I even got the room where there's like a little
kitchenette.
No, it's not.
A microwave?
Not even a microwave.
Then what is it?
It is a large space with a sink and like some two of everything: plate, cups, spoons.
There's no microwave?
No.
What's the point?
Well, they don't like. I don't think a lot of hotels don't have microwaves except in the lobby because of the smell.
Oh.
Because it will smell up a room so bad. But anyway.
Okay.
So I have been in less control of my food than I usually am, even while traveling. And it's fine. I mean, I've had to do a couple of weird things. Like I was telling you, I had to eat like a bowl of sticky rice.
Yeah. I mean, sticky rice is pretty good.
I wasn't mad, but I was like, this is just, okay, I should have planned better. But it's just a good exercise to be like, maybe it's hard to get in all of your proteins, carbs, and fats, but what if you could just hit your protein goal and stay in your calorie range?
Yeah.
That's actually not hard at all if you put a little bit of thought into it.
Right.
And when you're traveling and going to people's houses and it's Christmas and there's, you're not only do you not want to turn down your grandma's dinner she cooked for you, you don't have to. Like that is not necessary to say, oh, well, I can't do it right now because of this or that. Like, oh, you can.
Yeah.
You can stay exactly on track and just be super mindful and honest about what you're eating and have a bite of everything.
Yeah.
Just stay perfectly on track.
Yeah. I think a lot of people go from like 0 to 100 being like, well, like if people are saying, well, why aren't you eating grandma's dinner? Like, well, my coach, I gotta do that. You know?
And then they're like a mix of like feeling sorry for you and feeling like you're just such an idiot.
Yeah, just keep your mouth shut.
Yeah.
That's what I like to do.
Me too.
And also, well, I don't have grandmas anymore, so
Yeah, me neither.
this doesn't apply.
But I have a mom.
Kind of weird.
And I have my Aunt Jo. And I just,
Hi, Aunt Jo, sorry.
But I think that is the the history, I guess, of women's health and fitness is very restrictive.
Yeah.
It's very minimal. Like all the things listed that we need to do less. And that's just kind of ingrained in us to where a very normal, actually yearly thing comes up. We think, well, I couldn't possibly live and be skinny.
Yeah.
Like, and that's just so deeply ingrained.
That's
still.
so sad.
Mm-hmm.
So, how would you suggest somebody going about the holiday season?
Well,
Starter pack.
Starter pack. We love starter pack. Starter pack is have a couple of non-negotiables that do not feel
That's a good idea.
that you will be out of place. So when you're starting, the last thing you do is also want to make yourself super uncomfortable or like a spectacle in the middle of something, because then it feels very unsustainable, and why even bother? So what I like a lot is a water goal,
Yeah.
a step goal, and not like 10,000 steps. Not even that many.
Just go around the block or something.
Or like 15 minutes of outdoor walking activity, something like that. Like pick what you're going to be able to do in whatever area. Like when you went to Miami, walking, you just didn't have a great area for it. So pick something else.
Or the heat. I didn't want to take 8 showers a day.
Right. Yeah, that was summer too.
Yeah.
But also like and this is not starter pack, but hit a protein goal.
Yeah.
Hit a protein goal and have like a calorie range that would lead you to be successful. So maybe it's, I want to hit 130 grams of protein in between 1,800 and 2,200 calories.
Right. Because the point, too, of it is to, like, not, go eat, for example, 3,000 calories a day, and then next day be like, oh, fuck, I can't.
Yeah.
Like, and then you eat, like, 1,000. And then the next day you're starving.
You're 4,000.
Then you're up
Yeah.
again. And, like, so it's about the consistency. It's okay if you're up a little bit, because that's going to be normal, and nothing's going to be perfect. But I think that's what I think about, is just to keep the line not so drastic.
It's amazing what the body will do with just consistency.
Yeah.
And I've seen people and like thought it makes sense to me, like calorie cycling. And it's that I do use that for some
Explain
clients.
that.
Calorie cycling is where you have different days where you eat higher or lower amount of calories, just to make it easier for you to hit like a weekly number.
Oh, so, okay.
So let's say you're, let's say Monday through Friday, you eat 1,800 calories.
So it's a lot like carb cycling.
That means the same.
It's the same thing? Oh, okay.
That's so silly.
Just with carbs?
Well, yeah, it's just because people have to say carbs when they're talking about weight
Excuse
loss.
to eat a cake.
Carbs. Okay. What about? Never mind. But so and then like Friday, Saturday, you would eat 2,200 calories. But whatever your number was, it would need to average out to.
Yeah.
That is still, like, I do it for people it works for. It's helpful sometimes for people that travel for work regularly.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But it's still not ideal. It's still not optimal. The optimal is if you were just to hit 1950 every day.
Yeah.
The body will respond better to that.
Okay. So what else? I kind of got you off track there.
For a starter
Our
pack.
starter pack.
Another one I like a lot is to eat a fruit or veggie and protein every time you eat. So there can be other stuff with it.
Yeah.
But like you're, at like a appetizers party and you grab a chicken kebab, maybe 2. Then you hit up the fresh veggie or fruit tray, put that on your plate, and then let's get some chips and dip. or the pig in a blanket, or block of cream cheese with some jelly on it, whatever your style is. You know, and like that's like fine, you can have that, but first let's eat protein. Let's get some fruit and veggies down, and then taste things. It feels so much better to taste things than to eat, and I'm telling you this from experience, than to eat like the last day on earth. That actually wouldn't be how you would want to spend your last day on earth. Yeah. It's feeling like a lump of crap.
Talking about this, let me mute my phone real quick. Talking about this is having me think like, okay, well, let me think of like the family dinners that I've had before, and with what you just said, and thinking, okay, usually for Thanksgiving, guess what everybody has? Turkey. That's easy. Yeah. Okay. And my favorite thing in the world, ham. Yeah. My favorite thing in the world for Thanksgiving is stuffing. And I make an excellent stuffing, by the way.
You know, bite. Sorry.
Walter,
it's a cat.
You know.
He's like a loved one, though.
He just goes, But if you leave it there, he'll like go harder. And I don't get it.
I don't want you to really micromanage our relationship this much.
Well, I'm just explaining him.
I got it.
Okay, be nice. Anyway.
He's so nice.
What was I saying? Yeah, so at my family dinners, I think about like what the tradition usually is.
Yeah.
And so for Christmas, our Christmas dinners usually have the ham.
Yes.
And the mashed potato, like typical Midwest stuff. So it's like, okay, just like what you were saying, if you just think about what you already know is going to be there, you can just kind of expect that and then eat what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't want people to be afraid of foods or like even, and I still find myself doing it, like you'll just have something in the box labeled make you fat, you know?
Yeah.
And I'll be like, still to this day, I'm like, stop, weirdo.
What is it that makes you think that?
Like stuffing and stuff like that. It's always, you know, they're called fattening for a reason, but it's not the one people think it is. It's not because that food has witch fingers that go into your body and put fat spells on you. It's not that. It's that they are highly palatable and they are like low density. Yeah. So there's a lot of calories packed in a very small amount that taste really good. Mm. So it's not that the foods are bad. They are just easily overconsumed.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Oh, perfect. That's like probably one of the best explanations.
And people love to blame carbs. I'm like, ain't nobody fat from eating bananas and plain bowls of rice.
Yeah.
It's the carbs and fats combo. They're freaking delicious. Stuffing, cookies, mashed potatoes with cheese.
And butter.
And au gratin potatoes. Cake.
Keep going.
Pie,
keep saying.
Right?
Keep talking.
Talking dirty to me. Now I'm hungry. All of a sudden I changed my mind. But that is what it is. It's not that carbs are bad. It's that high carb, high fat foods are delicious and easily overconsumed because they're a very small amount per like square inch of calorie.
Yeah. One of the things I like to do, so since I travel, I always like to, talking about protein. And we've talked about this before when we talked about our travel topics, was to bring what I can with me. So I'll bring like my protein powders. If I don't want to feel rude and go to the grocery store, I'll kind of stuff
people's space in their fridge during the holidays.
Yeah.
Punishable by death.
Yeah. I'm just going to take this little tiny corner. Like, don't look at me. Mark's mom is actually pretty cute. Like, she'll call like 3 weeks in advance to be like, okay, I'm going to go to the grocery store. I'm like,
what do you need?
What do you need? Do you like these? Because she knows I like my Spindrifts. She knows I like this certain type of yogurt. So she'll buy it. Like, she just wants people to be there and for her to take care of them. It's so cute.
I don't know why you don't live there, but okay.
Well, he lived there through college and stuff. It's no wonder he's such a mama's boy.
For real.
Like, for real. They were on the phone. Don't tell them I told you this. So cute. They were we were walking back yesterday from, where were we?
Tootsie's.
Oh, no, we was getting my nails done over there.
Oh.
We were walking back and she had called on video so I can hear everything. And she goes, okay, Munchkin.
Munchkin.
With the Spanish accent. Munchkin. just like, it like always surprises me how much of a mama's boy he is. It's
That's really cute.
It really is. Okay, Mom.
Because you know, if you had your little son, you'd be calling him Munchkin on the phone.
Yeah, well, I've told Mark that when we have kids, it will not be a girl. Cannot. I've told you this. Like,
it can, and it would be so fun. You would love it.
I would love it, but he's seeing him with his niece. I would always be the bad cop.
Yeah.
Always, and I don't like that dynamic.
He would probably be the same with the boy. Someone has to be the fun parent.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if me or Matt. Well, I guess probably Matt is.
Is he
he'll
the
do
fun
like
parent?
crazy stuff. Like they
Really?
just asked him to take him to like one of those horrible trampoline parks.
Yeah.
And he was just like, okay. It's like,
And you're like, ugh.
I'm like, just like that. Like you're acting like one of those like
You're not
divorce
asking
dads.
any questions. Yeah. Do anything to get my kids' approval and
Right,
like me better.
Get them on the way. Like weird. Like I'm not going.
Yeah, I told him, I was like, we're just gonna have twin boys. That's what we're gonna do.
You could. That's actually a possibility for you.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna
I hope you
happen.
have a girl
I already told God.
Out of sheer spite. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I would love a girl. I honestly would, but she'd get away with
beautiful.
everything. She'd be spoiled. But wow, we're a little off topic, so we're gonna take a quick break, y'all. Hold on.
I know.
Okay, we're back on track with our third co-host.
Walter.
All right, yeah. So with the holidays coming up, what do you suggest?
I think, well, shockingly, I think people should start during the holidays.
Yeah.
Because you can look at it like you're helpless during the holidays. I don't have the willpower or whatever. But remember that the holidays are going to happen every year. Wouldn't it be great
That's
if you
such a good point. Yeah.
If you learned how to navigate the most food difficult situation of the whole year with a coach, with someone? I mean, not like a mean, this is your meal plan, don't stray, I don't care about anything. Not that kind of coach.
Yeah.
But a flexible lifestyle coach, so that you have support, accountability, someone to ask for help, someone to ask for ideas, someone to bounce things off of and help you plan for success. That seems to me that makes so much more sense, because guess what? Also, is when you practice things when they're not easy,
Yeah.
it makes it so freaking seamless and easy when things are, not chaotic or not traveling. When you're not when you do hard things, it makes everything easier.
Yeah.
It's the same applies to like nutrition, fitness, and everything. And I had a client that started last year during the holidays, and actually,
Was she nervous at first? Like, how was she at first?
she was like all gung ho and wanted to start, but then like pulled back, but then went ahead and signed up, and then had like buyer's remorse at first.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, I really would like to just A, tell you we've got this, B, frame it from a place of, I am going to learn how to be flexible. This is not a time where I'm going to try to eat chicken, broccoli, and brown rice for every meal.
Yeah.
This is a time where I'm going to be open to doing things in a new way, enjoy myself, find joy in everything I'm doing, from the food I'm eating to the people I'm with, and have someone to help me, to guide me, to coach me, to hold me accountable, so that I can hold myself accountable.
Yeah.
And just literally just learn from during this time of year. So she actually went down, it was like 10 pounds during the holidays, not
Nice.
saying no to
Yeah.
any like occasion or outing or anything.
Wow. I'm coming up, like I said, on my third year, which is in late November, I think it was. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure I started when I was back home in Nebraska. I'm trying to remember my first check-in picture. We should do a side-by-side, before and after.
The very first one?
The very first one. We should do that.
We have to look.
Yeah. And I remember that I was just like, yeah, okay, I'll do it. It's not a big deal. Like, I mean, how much is... I know I'm going to start out, like, easy.
Yeah.
Like, they're not going to go in and be like, all right, the 10,000 steps a day or whatnot. Like, I kind of talked myself into it. And since then, anytime I travel or like the holidays come up or a special occasion, like there's just like no, like I'll get a quick like rise of like anxiety of like, well, I'm like, okay, hold on. You know the drill. You've done this a ton of times. So now that when anything comes up like that, I don't have those fears or those anxieties, and I know exactly how to approach it. Just kind of like how you're saying. So like I can still enjoy my holidays and eat my mom's, weird cookies that she makes now, but they're good. They're just different.
Yes. Just different. Not bad, just not my normal.
They're insanely healthy. I'm like, Mom, can you go back to the bad way of making cookies so they're really good?
Just for the holidays?
Yeah, please.
And, it's one of those things too, people are like, the holidays. Like, if the only time you were overeating or not eating correctly was on the holidays, there wouldn't be a problem. It's not because of Christmas or Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
It's the lack of, a lot of times, even understanding and being, like, accountable to what's actually happening in all the other months of the year, too. And like I said, going in it during the holidays, it's like this taboo in your head has to instantly die.
Yeah.
Because you just, assuming you do what you're supposed to do and really give it your best, all of that stigma in your, like, mindset and assumptions about you and what you can do during certain periods of time, they die. And so, like I said, it just makes everything else like, oh, yeah, I can absolutely do this.
Have you, not a client, but just maybe a client, but anybody, genuinely, like, gained weight after the holidays?
Yeah.
What would you attribute that to?
Usually, now, I have had clients gain actual weight. Usually, like I said, people are just consuming more carbs and fat combos, which does two things.
Yeah.
More carbs makes you hold more water. And just you have more fluid moving through your body.
Yeah.
And the second whammy in those delicious little things is that it has a lot of fat, and fat slows down your digestion.
Oh, yeah. So
there's the double whammy of more water from the carbs and more food in your body staying put and from the fats.
Your potty breaks aren't as often.
Right. Like there's, a lot happening when you consume like much more than normal cookies, cakes, assorted potato products we've covered.
Assorted potato products.
Just like too much of everything.
Yeah.
What generally happens is you give yourself a few days, get your water in, and you start moving, and you start getting a good amount of fiber.
Get into your routine again.
Get in your routine. Less than a week, right back to where you were.
I remember last year, what was it? Yeah, it was last Thanksgiving, where I had gone down a pound, and then I know there's flies in here. It's because of the door. It's not because I have a gross house. It was on Thanksgiving where I had gone down a pound, and then you like mentioned in our team call where it's just like everyone lost weight on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would think like with the holidays in general, one thing that attributes to maybe the scale being something different would be stress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is, and that does play a factor. It's not a huge factor, like people say it is. Like, oh no, I've been eating right. I've been doing everything just right. It's just stress. That'll hold on to you for a little bit.
Yeah.
But, basically it comes down to input versus output when we're talking about fat loss.
Yeah.
But yeah, stress can slow down digestion and do some things physiologically that could definitely be like, oh yeah, super stressful situation. Your cortisol is probably up. Things are weird. And you could for a short time, but generally what also comes with stress is what?
You're eating more.
Yeah.
Yes. I got A.
You get A. So that is more likely the culprit of a high stress situation.
Put two and two together.
Those BLTs when you're stressed, man.
Real BLTs.
Yeah, that too.
What she's talking about is bites, licks, and tastes.
The bites, licks, and tastes that nobody even knows they're consuming.
Oh, I know it.
That's a big thing about holidays too. Is there's usually like a spread.
Oh, you're like that's.
And you're like, oh, have I been eating for 3 hours? That can't be good, right?
Have you done you've done the holidays in prep, right? How did you do that?
It, like I said, it was like not like
Everyone understood what Lindsey was doing.
understood
Right.
it, did not like.
Yeah.
Of course, like me neither, but here we are.
Yeah.
Here we are together, family.
Like, well, then you don't have to. Well,
And like I said, it still wasn't like a huge thing because, like I said, the times where it was like intrusive was very few. It was like Christmas Eve dinner at my mom's.
how does that usually go? Like, what do you do?
I just eat like whatever's there, but like I brought my own food and everything because like, and it's like I don't want to be a bother because like what if I did this plus I asked you to cook it? Like,
Yeah.
you would kill me.
I made all this. No.
And I mean, I am a good eater. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
already hungry.
I'm not like a little bird. Like no, like I can eat. Like
Yeah.
2 stomachs eat.
Yeah.
But I still wasn't the only one eating that food.
Really?
You know what I mean? Like, if you can't feel that bad, like, oh, I'm not eating, all this food's going to go to waste. You don't eat that much. They're going to be fine.
Yeah.
And that's what my mom was like, oh, well, I guess, I'm ordering, like, they order in barbecue, don't ask. But
That's the Christmas dinner. Christmas Eve.
Eve or Eve sometimes. But anyway,
That's
and like,
funny.
well, I need to know how much to order. I was like, well, don't order me. So you're just not going to eat any. Correct.
Like taking it so offensively.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ordering food.
You're not doing anything. You're saving money.
No. And she was like, well, are you still going to bring blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, yes, I still am. I'm bringing my whole crew with me. They'll eat your food. They're going to eat the food.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
It's not ideal, though. And there is actually a little bit of a break a lot of times in bodybuilding in general.
A break of what?
Like, there's just not many. Like, the Olympia's coming up.
Oh, I see.
And then there's, like, a lull in shows and stuff. And that's why, I think.
That's a good point. I never thought about that.
Yeah. Like, the Olympia's coming up. It's, like, this week or next week.
Oh, okay. So I
It's so
see.
exciting.
Yeah. Are you going?
I wish. No.
Is it usually in like Vegas or something?
Usually it is, but it's in Orlando this year. And I don't know if they'll leave it there or move it back.
Oh, okay. So, are you eating the barbecue dinner this year?
I could if I wanted to.
But you don't want to.
I don't love barbecue.
Yeah, you know what? It's not my first choice.
Ever.
Like, why are we doing this?
I don't hate it. Like, and I mean, I might eat it. I could, she'll get the Cajun. This was another big argument. I don't like it. But like, they have Cajun roasted turkey. I'll eat that.
That sounds good.
Yeah, but it's the sides for me, man. It's the sides.
It's always the sides, the mac and cheese, the stuffing, the mashed potatoes.
The good thing about me is
it's all carbs.
yeah, the carbs and fat. They're delicious.
I don't want to do the green bean casserole. That's a big one in my family.
But once somebody made some that was like it, but deconstructed. I think it had soy sauce or something in it. It was good.
Oh, so it looked like a weird salad?
Yeah, a weird salad.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyway, it's always the side you have to watch. But when you don't eat a ton of them, it's okay. It's really not as bad as you have it in your head.
Yeah.
Like when you just look at, like, let's say you look at a third cup of macaroni and cheese instead of 1 cup. It looks very normal.
I still get that, like lately I've been, when it comes to measurements, I've been doing like my vanilla yogurt with like a serving size of cereal. It's so good. And I'm like, only 1 cup. And
I know.
And I'll put it on there. I'm like, oh, that's kind of a lot.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
But when you free pour stuff, it's just
That looks like a cup. Yeah.
People do
Yeah.
big time underestimate what they're eating too, and I like
Hate
that.
to admit it.
Well,
Yeah.
it's
true.
It is, and we're not just a little bit underestimating a lot. Like the average American eats like 3,200 calories a day.
Ooh.
And part of them are female and part of them are male, which males just generally can consume more. They are bigger people.
Yeah.
And carry more muscle mass naturally. But when I hear it, I've never had a client come in there because I've always heard like, I don't eat, I'm gaining weight because I'm eating too little. I hear that a lot.
Okay.
But I've never had a client come in and be like, yeah, I'm eating this many calories a day and this is happening. They have no idea. And when you start, again, even at the holidays, just not even coming from a place of judgment, dude. Just knowledge. Like, how much am I actually eating, and really track it. And yeah, if you walk by your kid's plate and you pop a Chick-fil-A chicken McNugget in your mouth,
oh yeah,
put it in. Like, just be like, how much actually is this?
Yeah.
Promise you it's not because you're eating too little.
That's true. And one problem that I've had, I guess this is more of like general, but I still have, and I still can't believe I deal with this, but I still deal with my eyes being bigger than my tummy.
Yeah.
Do you still deal with that?
Well, I just like to eat.
Yeah, it's been with the holidays. It'd be like, I love that stuffing. I'm just gonna put a couple big old spoonfuls,
risking it all,
and then I'll eat like actually 10 bites of it, and there's still so much left. I'm like, what am I doing? Why did I do?
I'm not like this.
Yes.
I can make this at any day of the week.
Yeah.
I think that's a weird thing about, and people will be the same way about. Oh, but Halloween candy. I'm like, why do you care if your Hershey bar are very small? Like, if they're around all the time. You're a grown lady. You can walk into any store and buy candy whenever you want.
Yeah.
It's not even expensive.
Yeah.
So it's just like little things like we just have in our heads. Like oh my God, they're stuffing. Like, you could make that every day for the rest of your life.
Well, then Thanksgiving wouldn't be that special.
Which is fine to not just glorify weird foods.
But what else is there in life?
Your family. We're there to see our families and Santa Claus and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be a little bit healthier of an ideal if that is actually was
the focus versus the food?
But there is a deal about just enjoying the food together.
Yeah, the community.
Everybody's family favorites and the people that know about, like, my mom's company potatoes. That's what they're called. And Aunt Joe's broccoli rice casserole. Like, and that is fun to have. Like, did you bring your?
Yeah. Mark's thing is his dip. He makes this.
He's Mark's dip, see?
Mark's dip. We went to a kid's birthday party on Sunday. And like 2 hours before we're supposed to be there, like, oh, what are we bringing? Like, what are we doing? Like, and I was like, bring your dip. And he's like, well, then we got to go to the store. I was like, and you just got back from the store? I'm like, I'll go back. It's right here on the corner. And I'll go get it. It takes you like 5 seconds to prepare it. And, it empties out every single time. Everyone loves his dip.
What is it? Or we should maybe talk about this off air, but I'm so curious.
It's
like
just
mayonnaise and shredded cheese.
It has shredded cheese in it, no mayo, but some block of cream cheese.
Block of cream cheese.
And then like a bean. It's like a bean dip, like a taco-y type thing, and it is actually pretty good. And it's so funny because he won't tell anybody how he makes it. And
we just got the secret on the pie.
Well, there's other ingredients.
Tell it. Do it.
No, I don't remember all of them.
Sure. Gatekeeping.
It's not my recipe to spill. But to your point. And mine is, I'm trying to make it by stuffing because I love making stuffing. It's so much fun and it's so good.
Okay, we'll talk about it later, but I need to know what your stuffing is like.
Okay, I'll give it a quick rundown.
Okay.
I mean, what else are we talking about?
The holidays and making ourselves really hungry.
Yeah. So I like to go to Whole Foods and get their rosemary baked bread.
Okay, so I was going to ask you if you do a real one or one of them fancy ones. You do a fancy one.
Fancy. I got this from my mom, who got it from some magazine, and she made it her own. And so you get like a seasoned baked bread, like so. Whole Foods has this rosemary ones, and then I'll get a sourdough, and then I'll get a sweet roll or like brioche. So like all these different breads. You dry them out, and then you put in like the cranberry. You got to do the cranberries.
Yeah.
Like the salty sweet flavors are my favorite in my mouth. Like I love that combo in my mouth. So she said.
That's what she said.
And then like sometimes I'll put like sausage or like some sort of like meat in it, but I don't always because that makes it kind of heavy and fatty, but it adds protein.
And lots of flavor.
Yeah. But that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Just the different types of breads is what makes it.
Okay.
Yeah?
A fancy
Are you
one.
going to remember that?
No, I won't make that.
Oh.
I'm in charge of the macaroni and cheese because we went one year and there wasn't any. And then,
Excuse me.
it started a whole like debate about whether or not mac and cheese was a Thanksgiving food.
Especially with the crumbs on top. Oh
Like,
my
am
God.
I being- is this what gaslighting is? Like, did y'all do this on purpose? Like, am I being punked? What are you talking about? It's
How long
macaroni and
ago was
cheese.
that?
Like 3 years ago. But I make the freaking macaroni and cheese. This family of psychos.
If no one else will, I will.
Like Matt comes out and he's like, hold his plate, and I didn't even think about it because I don't even really like macaroni and cheese that much.
What?
It's the principle.
Oh, I see.
But
I mean, true.
Matt's like had his little her Thanksgiving like serving platters we eat off of. Like,
Oh, the trays that with the handles on it?
no, it's like these big oval. I think they
Oh.
are serving dishes, but we use them for plates.
Oh, that's so funny. Oh my gosh.
And I was like, did you see macaroni and cheese?
Oh,
I was
he
like,
likes
huh.
mac and cheese.
So I go back in there and I'm like, where's the macaroni and cheese? Who made the macaroni and cheese? I'm like, I don't know. It's like, June usually makes it. June's like, I didn't make it. It just started that whole debate. So that's what I bring.
Okay.
And then cut up fruit for all these picky kids.
That's so funny. I dated a guy who, before Mark, his thing was frying the turkey.
No, a lot of people do that.
He was really good at it. And what he would do, he'd inject it with like the stuff, like,
Cajun stuff.
yeah. And then he would just like cover it in cayenne pepper. And that's it.
Oh my God.
And then he'd fry it. And it was so good. Are you a skin
Moist.
person?
No.
Oh, well, then never mind.
I'm a weird meat person, but
Well, the skin was so crispy. Oh.
we have
So
these
good.
friends. I don't think they do it anymore. It kind of just got too big, I think. But they would do Friendsgiving, but it was called
We do
Cornish
that.
Hen Night, where everybody brought their own baby
how
chicken,
Cute.
and then the guys
Yeah.
would inject it to turn out their frying stuff.
That's such a good idea. We do a Friendsgiving every year.
Yeah.
And I bring my stuff in.
And everybody loves it.
Everyone loves it. Everyone raves about it. Everyone was like, "Who made this? Who made that?" I did.
It was
I
me.
did.
That's how you know you won.
I'm kind of exaggerating, to be honest, but I'm making a name for myself very slowly.
I believe in you.
But yeah, we're doing that's gonna be my Thanksgiving this year. I'm going to Miami for Thanksgiving, but also doing a Friendsgiving before we go to Miami.
Yeah.
So I'll be in Miami for the first time for Thanksgiving, but I've always been here, and it's always just been at some random friend's house. Because that's what my family would do on Thanksgiving, is like the people who didn't have anywhere to go, they'd come over, and it was the best because it was like new people and not family.
Oh, your family's so nice.
Yeah, we always had the house that was
My
like
family's
open door.
side eye, the girlfriend and boyfriend. Like,
Really? Wow,
I know.
that's mean.
Well, you know.
My grandma started because she was a missionary, so she would bring in like the immigrants who didn't have anywhere to go.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And my aunt would do the same thing. There was one year, I think I told you this. There was one year that it was the big family had immigrated, I believe, from Mexico, and they had came late, and we're all done eating, and they sat down to eat, and I looked at them. I was like, I only knew one Spanish word, and I was like, my grandma's mashed potatoes, excelente. And my cousin, she runs up to me. She goes, "Don't speak Spanish to them." And I'm like, "Oh, isn't that the language they speak?"
Isn't that me being nice?
Yeah, she was like, "That's rude. You spoke Spanish to them."
Oh, she said it was rude.
Yeah, that's how she said it. She's like, "Don't speak Spanish to them. Like, hello, be polite." And ever since then, I'm so nervous to speak to someone else in their native language.
I would like it if there was someone in the country that spoke
Yeah.
like funny English to me.
Yeah, and they sat there. I was like, "Excelente," and they were like,
They liked it.
I know. I'm just trying to make you feel
She
comfortable.
was wrong. It's okay.
She was wrong, and
Everybody messes up.
it imprinted in my brain, and it's all I've ever remembered
You
since.
can bring
then.
that up at Thanksgiving.
We're like, "Yo, Kelsey."
You know what I
Uh-huh.
still think about?
Yeah. Anyway. So yeah, what are your lasting tips and tricks?
If someone is wanting to start coaching, and they don't want to do it because of the holidays, do it. Go ahead and have somebody that is going to help you, like hold you accountable, give you like different things you can do, help you figure things out, and go ahead and get started. So that, again, by the time that the new year rolls around, you'll also get that boost of motivation.
Yeah.
And you're gonna already come from a place where the coach knows your body, knows your habits, and you can really start rolling in, because it does take a little bit to get to know a client and their body and kind of how they move.
And getting to know yourself too, if you don't know much about yourself.
But it's so. But like I said, by the time the new year comes on, like you're just already rolling through, and you didn't come in heavier than you would have.
Yeah.
Like you probably are going to have already be some down.
Yeah.
And just for people in general on the holidays is don't make it a bigger deal than it is, and don't buy into your own BS. Like don't listen to your little
real talk,
your little wiener voice. It's like, oh, you couldn't possibly. No, you can't. You don't know what to do. Like, stop doing that.
Yeah.
Of course you know what to do. You are a smart person. You can figure it out, and just take it day by day.
That's all we can do.
Well, it just helps so much. Like, if I was sitting here thinking about all the stuff I have to do when I get home, I would not be having a good time right now.
Yeah.
Because I would be stressed out about this weekend fully. But what's that going to do? And it's the same thing about when you think about, like, it feels like a lot when you're like, oh my God, I've got this Halloween trunk or treat. I've got to make stuff for that. And we're going to be out of the house all day then. And then it's Halloween and my kid has a parade, and then I have to go to their school party, and I'm going to be serving the cake. And then you start like
spiraling.
It's spread out over 3 months, but when you spiral, it feels like it's in a day, and you freak out.
Yeah.
So just lay everything out day by day, and do your actual best. You'll be fine.
Yeah. Amen.
Amen.
Amen, Minister Lindsey.
You know what? That's one thing I'm doing this weekend. I'm marrying people.
You are?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
On
fun.
Saturday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm next.
Okay. I've got my card laminated. Let's go.
I don't know who you're going to
Wait.
show it to.
We don't live in the same state.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, look into that.
I got
You got
one
time.
online. I could get another.
You got plenty of time, just in case if
I
there's a
do.
waiting
I have
period.
to find that website.
Because, I mean, yeah. Okay, we'll talk about this later. All right. Well, thanks again, Lindsey. And I'm sure this is more like just like a general topic.
Yeah.
We'll probably niche it down a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, we can do that.
Right? Yeah.
Like we can give actual like car meals, things that are easy to bring to people's houses, things to bring to parties, so that you're not worried about not having anything kind of lighter to snack on.
And you're still being a good guest. You
Yeah.
bring something. You don't look like that's so important to Mark. I could care less if I'm the person not bringing something to a party.
I'm bringing some.
Oh, I don't care.
Oh, no.
Because I'm always like, there's going to be so much there. And people aren't going to be like, if you didn't bring something, you don't get to eat something. People
they
aren't
don't
like
care.
that. They don't care. There's always so much left over.
But I'm bringing some.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea, though. Good recipe ideas. Yes.
Yeah. We'll do that. We'll do some tips and tricks.
Tips and tricks on the Instagrams. It's such a dumb inside joke with myself. Yeah, stay tuned for that. Anyway, thanks again. And bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Wait, stop. Thanks for listening to the FFP Alignment Podcast. Please support us by downloading, rating, and recommending us to your friends and family. Be sure to check us out on Instagram at the FitFemme Project. That's FITFEMME Project. And for those of you looking to find their essential balance of lifestyle and fitness, book a free consult by going to thefitfemmeproject.com. That's FITFEMME Project.com and click Apply Now. Until next time, this is the FitFemme Project Alignment Podcast.